You can run, but you can't hide. Fire on the mountain, smoke in the air. You ain't got a hope and you ain't got a prayer. Coming for everything that you own. Wildfire, creeping into my Take a sit back and just let it burn. I can hear it creeping down the hillside. You can run, but you can't hide. Fire on the mountain, smoke in the air. You ain't got a hope and you ain't got a prayer. Coming for everything that you own. Wildfire, creeping in my home. Yeah, it's creeping in my home. How you guys doing tonight? My name's Eli Howard. I'm from right here in Molalla, and I drive around and I play these songs all over this beautiful country we live in. And I tell stories in between, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're long, sometimes they don't make much sense. Welcome. And I just went full-time playing music like almost a year ago. It'll be a year in April. And hey man, I wouldn't congratulate you. So I went on this month-long tour, and I told my band how great it was going to be. And we're going to go all over the country. We're going to go to the East Coast and back. And we're going to meet all these people. We're going to make all this money and have all this fun. And then I'm going to come back and work my day job if they'll let me. And then I got like 2 weeks into that tour and got all my shit stolen. And I mean everything other than the clothes I had with me. But before that, we'll get more to that later. But it was like night one of that tour. We had to go down to California, and I was driving. I was doing the all-night driving duty, and I was going down I-5, and it was like 3 in the morning. A lot of questionable-looking people out, especially when you get around Redding, California. Some seedy-looking folks. If you're from there, I'm very sorry. It's not meant to offend you, but so anyways, I was driving there, and I started thinking about I finally got some peace and quiet where my band wasn't talking or telling me what to do. And I decided to do the only responsible thing I could think to do in the moment, which was write a song. And I wrote this song called Stay in My Lane. It's about something very near and dear to my heart, which is minding my own fucking business. This guitar is severely out of tune. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, this guitar is giving me a headache. Thank you guys for coming out tonight, by the way. We got Eric Leadbetter coming up after me, and he's well, I consider myself a halfway decent guitar player. He's considerably more decent than me. Don't underestimate a man who overestimates himself. I ain't in this for the money, I ain't in it for my health. Well, I don't forget a face, but I'll sure forget a name. So I just keep on trucking, and I stay in my lane. Time I spend worried about somebody else is time I can worry about my own self. If I got a problem, I'll solve it on my own. I don't throw sticks cause I'd rather get stoned. I don't mind the sunshine after it rains. It helps me see a little clearly, so I can stay in my lane. Now I don't gotta think against my fellow man, but if there's one damn thing that I just can't stand, I don't care what's right or left. To me they all look the same. They're just standing in my way. They won't get out of my lane. Time I spend worried about somebody else, it's time I can worry about my own self. If I got a problem, I'll solve it on my own. I don't throw sticks cause I'd rather get stoned. I don't mind the sunshine after it rains. But if you see a little clearly, so I can stay in my lane. Most people that are coasting, it's cause they're going downhill. Well, I should probably tap my brakes, but I don't believe I will. I don't mind swerving, as long as I'm between the lines. When I ripped off my rear view, cause I ain't looking back behind. Time I spend worried about somebody else, it's time I can worry about my own self. If I got a problem, I'll solve it on my own. I don't throw sticks cause I'd rather get stoned. I don't mind the sunshine after it rains. It helps me see a little clearly, so I can stay in my lane. So if you catch me on the trail and you got half a brain, why don't you keep on trucking, stay in your lane. So how I met Eric was I did my album release party here, and Eric was supposed to do a show here that same day, and he'd never met me before, but he said, yeah, I'll relinquish that date that I had booked here, and I'll just open for him instead. And I've been friends with him ever since. I really like Eric a lot. He's been one of my favorite people to play music with, and I go out and I meet a lot of people I play music with a lot of people. And Eric is and his band are head and shoulders above most people that you get to play music with. You guys are in for a treat tonight. His band is extremely talented. And so I hope you guys stick around for him. I mean, you should. You guys already paid the cover to get in here, so why not stick around for him? I get right every day and every night, and I pray to Jesus any place and any time. You see me walk into a bar room, half drunk and hollow-eyed. You can have a seat at my table, you come along for the ride, and I'll get right every day and every night. And I'll pray to Jesus any place and any time, and I won't take take nothing, oh, that isn't mine. You can get left, you can get right. I got a good woman waiting on me at home, but sometimes we fight, sometimes we can't get along. She says a picture's worth 1,000 words, yeah, but I ain't worth a damn, because the only one that wants my autograph is the bank and Uncle Sam. And I'll get right every day and every night, and I pray to Jesus any place and any time. And I won't take nothing, oh, that isn't mine. You can get left, or you can get right. They say I play too loud, they say my hair's too long, they tell me I can't sing. Some people don't like my songs, they say they don't like my friends, but I think they got me all wrong. Yeah, you can get right or you can get left, and I mean gone, and I'll get right every day and every night. And I'll pray to Jesus any place and any time. And I won't take nothing, oh, that isn't mine. You can get left, you can get right. Thank you. So I just released, I got like a 3-chapter acoustic record that I've been releasing like every 4 weeks. I've been putting one out. I recorded with Mr. Timmy James over there in his living room. I walked into it, I told him, hey, I'm going to come in there and record some stuff and I want some guy to video it. And he goes, okay, what do you have in mind? I said, well, the truth is I don't know. So I walked in there, had no idea what I was going to play, and I just said, just hit record, and when I'm done, just stop. And so we did 9 songs, and I've released 2 chapters of it so far, 3 songs at a time, and chapter 2 came out like 2 weeks ago, and this song's on it. I wrote this for my little brother. He wanted some help proposing to his now wife, and he said, I want you to break into my house and play something for us, and then when we're gonna dance to it, and when the song's over, I'll propose to her. Now they're happily married with 2 kids, all because of this song I wrote. I'm the glue holding that family together. They got, I'm the godfather of their 2 kids too. What a mistake that was. This song's called Brothers. I started cataloging all the cool stuff I got to do with him over the 25 years leading up to this big moment, and came up with this. I always tell people it took me 25 years and 1 hour to write. It was somewhere on the Oregon border in the spring of '92. April morning, I first met my brother. Nurses brought him in the room. I said, Daddy, what's his name? I don't recognize that face. Daddy told me, son, he's gonna be your brother. He's gonna be your friend. When you're down, he's got an ear to lend. And you may not know it now, but that boy's your best friend. finished school. I was there when he bought his first car. I was there when he broke in two. Then one day I turned around, he's falling in love and he's buying a house. Where's that boy I used to know? 'Cause he's my brother, he's my friend. When I'm down, he's got an ear to lend. And I know it well by now. That was my best friend. 'Cause we fight and stayed up all night. We did some things that just weren't right. Now it's time to let him go. 'Cause the timing is forever, and when he puts one on your hand, no, you won't tell him no. 'Cause he's your lover, he's your friend. When you're down, he's got an ear to lend. And I'm sure you know by now that boy is your best friend. Can I play a new one for you guys?
Yeah. Sounded really good. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that becomes a habit amongst all the people here
You
tonight.
sounded really good.
This isn't what you'd call a prevailing wage job, and I'm only going to say it one time. I'm not asking for it, but there's a tip jar in front of me. If you guys want to put money in, that's cool. If you don't want to, I'm just glad you're here. So I just got off from the end of December to early February. I went on a 6-week run with my band, and I just counted. I did over 105 shows last year. In the first quarter of 2022, I was still working a full-time job, so that required me to be gone a lot. And I missed about every important family event that happened over the course of the last year, and which means I had to force my band to miss a whole bunch of important family events. And this year we're probably going to double the amount of shows that we did last year, so it means they're going to miss even more stuff. We're about to go on the road for 2 months. And when I'm in charge, that means it was all my idea. And so when my band's any member, we are human at the end of the day, and they come up to me sometimes like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind being home instead of 2,000 miles from my bed. And there's a certain amount of guilt I carry with that. And we were in week 1 of this 6-week tour that we were on, and I was thinking about all the people I've let down over the last year. I was driving out of this Walmart in Pocatello, Idaho, thinking about all the stuff I was about to miss over the next 6 weeks, and started writing this song. And then a week later, we were on the Texas portion of our tour, and I got to record it. So this will be on my next record. It's called The Way That I Am. Every morning I wake up full of regret from all the things that I've done or that I ain't finished yet. I got some kind of nerve to call myself a man, trying so hard to be someone I forgot who I am. Most days I just can't stand it, all the things that I take for granted. I think I'd like to leave this town, find some new friends that I can let down. ever get back. I'll burn way more bridges than I've ever built. Heart don't get over that kind of guilt. No, my heart don't get over that kind of guilt. Most days I just can't stand it. All the things that I take for granted. I think I'd like to leave this town, find some new friends that I can let down. And if you ever had a friend like me, you'd have no use for an enemy. It's only me I can outrun. I pray never hurt anyone. Every night I lay down full of regret from all the things that I've done or that I've left unsaid. Trying so damn hard to be a better man. Maybe I can't help the way that I am. Yeah, I hope this just ain't the way that I am. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it was April 20th of last year. I was rolling up to the studio where we were supposed to be recording our last day of drums and bass on my next record. And my van and my trailer was gone. I thought someone was playing a prank on me, but unfortunately they weren't. And then so we got my van back, but we didn't get my trailer back, which means I got none of my gear back. So thanks to some people that donated and a good tax return the year before, I got a new trailer, and then I was headed back a few months later. It was August, and I was coming back from like a 1,000-mile road trip. We were 1 mile from my house, and a drunk driver decided to plow into the back of my brand new trailer, and he destroyed it. And to this day, that guy's still mad at me for it.
It's your fault, buddy.
Hey, some people are born assholes. Some people gotta work at it, and I don't think he did have to work at it a lick. But anyways, everyone kept telling me, yeah man, you're gonna get a good song out of it, and luckily I got a good song out of it. I'm about to play it for you, but I just wanted to be clear that that was about $43,000 worth of gear that was stolen, and I only wrote a 3-minute song out of it, so you do the math. I'd rather have that shit back. I was scrolling through that dumpster fire called social media, and I saw someone had a GoFundMe up for their funeral costs, and I saw how much money they needed. I was like, shit, I'm too broke to die. I was trying to build a better life, working jobs I didn't like. I was begging on borrowed time. About the time I find my stride, somebody goes and takes what's mine. They make $1, I make a dime. I'm homesick and tired, and I'm too broke to die. Sometimes I like to help myself, or can somebody else? They gon' bleed me dry. It's a little too late to quit, a little too soon to smile. I'm a little too broke to die. I'm homesick and tired, and I'm too broke to die. catch a break. Maybe I should just head for home. Everything I do seems wrong. Getting harder to write these songs, a little easier to get stoned. Now I'm homesick and tired, and I'm too broke to die. There's always the part where I wish I had my band here. Usually I can just like tune and they can keep playing, and now it's just like I want to stay in here and watch. That was good, dude. Impress us again.
I'm impressed that you were at the coast last night and here tonight.
And I got up at 6 a.m. to work for my dad this morning too.
Did you?
The propane rest for nobody.
Lincoln City last night.
That's right, yeah. I got BTUs to move, baby. There's citizens out there freezing, but not on my watch. So the night before I graduated high school, I went out and got rip-roaring drunk and stayed that way for the next 10 years. And then the night of January 6, 2018, I got drunk for the last time in my life. Hopefully. As long as I got the Lord on my side. And another thing that I've always bonded with Eric about is when I first met him, he just quit drinking. And we always, he texted me about 3 weeks ago. He said, "Thanks for leading the charge." That meant more to me than you know, man. I love you, Eric. Because I'll be honest, man, I run a pretty tight shipwreck. I ain't leaving shit. But the day I hit 3 years without a drink, I wrote this song. Been 3 years since I saw you. You came walking in. Probably wouldn't recognize me now like you didn't back then. You left without warning as I poured you down the drain. Hardest part of the morning, trying to ease the pain. Sometimes I think about you, but I'm better all without you. Oh, and I doubt you could ever see me now. It's cold here in the winter. Summer hardly sees a drop of rain. I still look back and wonder just who it is to blame. People say I got my dad's eye, probably why I couldn't see. There's something about him that he didn't like in me. I still think about you, but I'm better off without you. Oh, and I doubt you could ever see me now. Hardly ever think about you, 'cause I'm better off without you. Oh, and I doubt you could ever see me now. See me now. the musicians and everything. It's like playing a show in someone's living room, except for the people actually care that you're playing. Most living rooms that I've played in, no one really. It was like my family's living room. My dad was, probably been up since 3 in the morning. Like, quit playing that damn thing! This is the living room I never had. So this next song almost didn't make my record and turned out to be my favorite one to play. I worked with a producer, and what those guys do is they look at your songs through a very unbiased scope, and they tell you if your ideas are good or bad. And it can be an ego killer if you think your songs are really good and they're not. And this guy told me, he says, because I don't know much about time signatures and stuff like that. I don't know much about theory, and I really don't know much about songwriting. And this guy told me, Eli, you cannot have a song that switches back and forth between 3/4 and 4/4 4 times in your song, which I don't know if you guys how much you guys know about music, but apparently that's a big no-no. And I told him, I said, well, I didn't mean to do it that way. It's just, I wrote it purely on accident. And he's like, man, this is he goes, I can't even wrap my head around how you're making that transition. And when we were recording my record, it kept going to the bottom of the stack every time. And finally we got to there, and I saw him just like face one, like, well, I guess we got to work on this piece of shit. Turned out to be my favorite song on this record. It's my favorite one to play, and it's the first single I ever put out. Well, I ain't afraid to kick a man while he's down. I ain't seen a bridge I couldn't burn to the ground. When it comes to problems, I ain't a stranger to one. But I ain't seen a problem that I couldn't outrun. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't squeeze blood from a stone. So you best not even bother. Rock bottom's where I call home. They'll gonna leave you crying, probably gonna leave you hurt. I ain't a work in progress, I'm a piece of work. Come back from a few, passed out on the floor, scraped the bottom of the barrel, and then I've come back for more. I'm always on the run for another cheap thrill. I should probably quit, but I don't think I will. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't squeeze blood from a stone. So you best not even bother. Rock bottom's where I come home. They'll gonna leave you crying, probably gonna leave you hurt. Ain't a work in progress, I'm a piece of work. I'm a drummer's worst nightmare. They'll gonna leave you crying, probably gonna leave you hurt. Ain't a work in progress, I'm a piece of work. They'll gonna leave you crying. Probably gonna leave you hurt. Ain't a work in progress, I'm a piece of work. I'm gonna do two more. That's all right. Thank you guys again for coming out here. This is awesome. And then Eric said if I play good enough that I get to come sit in on the last like half hour on his set.
Okay, what's up, man?
Watch out.
What's up, man?
It's fine. Just blame on.
Just getting smoked out.
It's alright. We'll get you high.
That's too bad. That's sure too bad.
Alright?
Remind me not to sit there.
Right?
So I got two heroes that aren't walking the earth anymore that really shaped me as a musician, and their names are Tom Petty and John Prine.
Tom Petty.
Yes, ma'am, Tom Petty. He's everything. I take it personal that neither one of them's alive. And I left work early one day to go to the beach. I had this big beach trip planned, and like I got in my car at the parking lot back when I had a job, back when I had responsibilities. Not that I was a great employee, anyways. But I posted on Facebook. I said, "In a perfect world, we still have Petty and Prine." Then I tossed my phone into the passenger seat of my car and drove home. By the time I got from Woodburn to Mulino, over 100 people liked it. So I had this big beach trip planned where I was gonna go look at the waves and sit in a hot tub without any clothes on, and I said, well, before we make this drive to Lincoln City, I gotta write this song real quick, and I wrote the first two verses of this song. This is about if I got everything my way, because I wish Tom Petty and John Prine were still around. I wish the Allman Brothers were still making music. I think it's bullshit that the word a homeless veteran exists. And I take personal offense to the fact that I ain't rich yet. In a perfect world, I never have to go to work. They wouldn't look at me. When I step foot in a church, I'd never need a clock, because I'd always be on time. We'd still have Tom Petty and John Prine. You would still be mine. If I had it my way, kids would have shoes on their feet, don't want to be homeless. When they came back from the Middle East, we'd have Dwayne and Greg. Back in 1969, playing Black-Hearted Woman, Whipping Post and Blue Sky. You would still be mine. So I wrote those two verses, and then I went to the beach and had a wonderful time. And then I did a Thursday night show not far from here in Oregon City. And I thought it was going to be a great time. I thought, because I'm really doing things in the music world, I thought, man, I'm going to show up and everyone's going to come and watch me and they're going to listen to my songs. The only problem was the crowd talked the entire goddamn time. And it was a big ego check for me. I was like, well, I guess I'm not as cool as I thought I was. And I had my keyboard player with me at the time, and I felt so guilty that I drug him out on a school night on a Thursday and played to this very ungrateful crowd that were obviously not my people. I was like, well, I'll tell you what, you can have all the money we made tonight. And I went home with empty pockets and a very bruised ego. And I wrote the third verse of this song, and I want to I'll tell you right now, there are two ways to go to heaven. You believe in Jesus Christ and you shut the hell up when the band's playing. In a perfect world, I'd be on stage every night. They wouldn't talk when I sang. My bank account would never run dry. You'd call me up and say, let's give this one more try. You'd waltz back in my life like it was 3/4 time. You'd still be mine. Yeah, you would still be mine. I've been about a good friend of mine up here to play a song with me. His name's Eric Leadbetter. I called Eric at about 11 o'clock this morning. He missed my call. He called me back. I missed his call. I called him back. He missed my call again. So about I don't know, 2 or 3, we finally got a hold of each other. I said, hey, I'm gonna play a Tom Petty song to end my set, and you're gonna play guitar on it. And he goes, okay, which one? I said, I'll send you the link. So this song is for the immortal Tom Petty. And I want to say it one more time, thank you guys for showing up, and thank you Eric Leadbetter for hitting me up a couple months ago. And this song's off Tom Petty's Wildfire album. It's one of my favorite Petty tunes, and this substantially better guitar player is going to play some lead for me. Time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. Under my feet, baby, grass is growing. Time to move on. Time to get going. Broken skyline, moving to the airport. She's an honest affector, conscientious objector. Now her own protector. Yeah, broken skyline. Which way to love lands? Which way to something better? Which way to forget her? Which way to go? It's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. Under my feet, baby, the grass is growing. It's time to move on. It's time to get going. losing my mind, frozen in real time. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. Under my feet, baby, grass is growing. It's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. Under my feet, baby, grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. It's time to move on. It's time to get going. Thank you very much. I'm Eli Howard, everybody. I'm gonna get this gear off stage and get Leadbetter band up here.